Awesome, you've just finished spinning your wool roving into yarn. All of the yarn is on your bobbin. So what do you do next? Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is remove your bobbin from the flyer. And in order to do that, your first step is to remove the drive band from the whirl. And actually, it's already come loose from the wheel. So yours could have a lot more tension than what you're seeing me have right here. So I'm going to remove that and set it aside. Looking at your spinning wheel from the back, you need to remove this whirl, which has a pin coming out of it that secures it into the maiden that's on the back. So you are just going to lift that up and over. Back over to a side view, I'm going to remove this tension. And then continue with removing this whirl and setting it aside for now. Now I have access to the bobbin. So I'm going to remove that from the flyer. I have secured the end of my yarn on this tension peg, just because if you don't keep the tension, then it starts curling up upon itself. So I'm going to release that now. The spinning wheel that I am using, which is an Ashford brand, and it is called a Traveler. It comes with a built-in lazy Kate that can hold 3 bobbins. So that is where I am going to place my newly spun bobbin of yarn. And then I have this one that is currently empty, and I am going to now put that onto the flyer for being able to start my next project. Alrighty, so just like the previous steps, now we first need to get the bobbin back onto the flyer. There we go. To get the whirl back onto the post. Twist it a bit until you find a groove in it that allows you to secure it. Next up is that you have to put your drive band back around your whirl and around your wheel. I like to start first by putting it back on the whirl, and this is a tedious process, so come to it with some patience in mind, and then keeping tension on both sides as I work my way down toward the bottom of the wheel. And for me, that is the trickiest part, and it can easily slip back off of the bottom. So, like I said, some patience, and you will be on your way in no time. That's what it looks like, and you can see the level of tension that we have. After that, your next step is adding the tension back on to your bobbin. Okay, I'm just going to take it around there, and then there's a little latch right here. And you can see the amount of tension by how the spring looks. So next thing you will notice is that on this bobbin, I have some yarn tied around, and that is just some waste yarn, and you need to do this so that the fiber that you are spinning has something to grab onto to start being spun. You take your orifice hook and slip that through the orifice, and then the waste yarn you take through the flyer and this hook, and you pull your waste yarn through the orifice. And now you've completed all of the steps to get your hand spun yarn on a bobbin off of your wheel and place a new bobbin that is ready for you to spin.